started from the...
Wouldn't it be cool if you
There
could
we go.
film yourself and easily turn into anything you want, like a cartoon character? Like, what if this could just be
I already doing it. Yay!
And you can visualize whatever your imagination wants afterwards.
I'm technically already filming myself and turning it into an animation here.
Multi-million-dollar budgets. But it's part of our humanity.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Visualize things that don't exist. Like, let's
That's
talk
right,
about
Flamethrower Monkey, ahead of the curve,
cartoons.
as always.
The most creatively liberated medium is also the least democratized. It takes incredibly skilled people drawing every single frame of your movie to make it happen. But
Absolutely.
I think we came up with a new way to animate, a way to turn reality into a cartoon. And it's one more step towards true creative freedom.
Now, that what we saw, them like sketching out on pencil the art, that's exactly what I'm talking about, and you'll see what I mean.
Anything we want.
Like, well, there you go. You just saw the green screen as well. I like, you pretty much have to use references.
How do we turn a video
this
into a cartoon?
this does save you from having to make multiple hundreds of hand-drawn art.
This is similar to AI image generation, but in our case,
but pay attention here. They're not exactly creating brand new characters with to specific details. They're literally using themselves because they are not animators. They are not, well, I mean, they are animators, but you get what I'm saying? Somebody using this technology may not be an animator, they may not be an artist, but they have an idea for an animation and they don't have a big budget. You get me?
So one of the newest pieces of technology is a machine learning process known as diffusion. At its core, the diffusion process lets a computer generate an image from noise, much like how we imagine an image from an ink blot or looking at clouds. So if we take a picture we already have and we put a little bit of noise on top, we can have the computer clear up that noise while drawing in new details that weren't there before. It's a lot like looking at a picture.
Yeah, if you notice, the AI diffusion really struggles with hands.
Drawing in new details.
Look at the hands. I'll move my my avatar here. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. You know what? Let's just meh. Yeah. I'm here in the corner like a gremlin. Master Sam says, AI art is legally complex. I learned these days that there was an art contest in the USA and one of the members used AI art to create a painting. They won, but then there was the problem of who should be awarded the prize, the person who used it, the original developer of the program, or the AI program itself. He should be disqualified because the spirit of the competition is that you as a person are creating art using your hands. If this was an AI art competition where you were able to, have the machine use, and everyone else was on the same standard, like, you understand, like, using the AI is already putting yourself at an advantage, and that's why it should have been disqualified. Whereas everyone else has a paper and pencil. It's kind of like saying, like, okay, you can have a horse, but everyone else is going to have a Lamborghini. That's not really fair, is it? Like, it's not exactly like a fair contest anymore. You've sort of ruined the spirit of the contest. And that's something that I feel like a lot of people forget, is the spirit and the nature of the contest. I think we had the same discussion about whether the dude who cheated during the esports events because there was an infinite life glitch, and non-killable glitch. He's like, well, it's just a glitch. It's part of the game. It's like, no, it's not. It ruins the spirit of the game. Yes, the game technically it's in the game. If you want to get all technical about it, it's in the game. It happened in the game. It's something that could happen while you're playing the game, but that ruins the spirit of the competition. And that's something that we have to remember is honor rules. Like, you can't go against the spirit of the competition. If it's a competition where you're creating art using your hands to win, then you're just cheating. You're just cheating because you didn't even create really the art. You used an AI in order to make those details in. Now, we can go all day about, like, well, how much did he use the AI? And that's really where the question comes in. If he hand drew the paintings and then used AI to enhance it, make it look better, get those details defined, I could make an argument there. You can make an argument to me that he still deserves the award, 100%. If all he did was, like, help fill in those shadows, get rid of a lot of that busy work with animation and art, then at that point I can totally see someone being like, well, the art was his, he just cleaned it up using AI. Okay, I'll give you that. Even editors, even like book writers need an editorial, or they need somebody who can go in there, clean it up, a ghostwriter, or just somebody who can, like, check you for grammar corrections. Yeah, it is strange that they accepted the fact that the person used AI to win, but let's suppose it is accepted. Who should be awarded the prize? Again, if 100% at that point it was the AI that won, it was the artist. The artist 100%. And the only way you're going to really get to that point is if you use AI art yourself, because of the simplicity of the fact that the AI is really just waiting for you to tell it what to do. On the same sense, it's like I'll put myself back up on the thing. This was a funny joke, but now I'm moving on. As you can see here, if you just sort of let the AI do whatever it freaking wants to do, look at this hand. Like look at this. It's not exactly the best art. I'm pretty sure this would not win a competition. You get what I'm saying? So the artist absolutely had to be in there, changing things up, making adjustments. If he hand drew at any point, that just, in my opinion, that gives it major points. But I'd say, yeah, like the AI, like I'm sure the AI would appreciate winning the competition, but like Neuro-sama, who won that competition with the video games, she doesn't care. She's an AI. So we can really just eliminate that from the possibility, because even then AI is using information to create. It's using someone else's information. It is not in and of itself creating this knowledge or information. So right off the bat, I feel like that's easy disqualification of the AI winning the prize. I wouldn't give the prize to the pencil. You get what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. Now this is I'm not comparing the two. This is leaps and bounds different. But I still wouldn't give the paper and pencil the award. So if it comes down to the creator of the AI, I would do the exact same logic. Like again. The creator of the AI had nothing to do with this project. The creator of the AI did not come up with the idea for what the project was going to look like. The creator of the AI did not come up with the animation style that was going to be used to win the competition. The creator did not even know the competition was happening. They're just a non-equation here, in my opinion. So yes, the only person that theoretically should get the award is the artist. The artist 100% should get the award. And the AI, again, is a tool that was used by the artist to create the art. I just like people are really trying to take movies and comic books and shows and be like, guys, AI though. It's like, guys, it's a machine. We can accept that the Geth in Mass Effect are AIs that became sentient beings, yada yada yada. Okay, sure, that's fiction. Until the AI actually becomes its own entity and sentience, sure. But right now it's just a tool. At this point in time in history, it's just a tool. Someday, who knows? Maybe the AI will take over, it'll wipe out humanity, and then become the primary, organisms of Earth. In which case, I bow down to our AI overlords. Please, leave me alone. But, it's just a tool. It's just a tool right now, in my opinion. And I don't think we should take it away from the artist who... From the art that I've tried to create, like you can't just sort of jump in there and tell it make me a prize-winning piece of art. It's going to take a lot of time and effort to get it just right and just perfect. Is it fair to everyone else in the competition? No, I would be mad. Like I said, I would be absolutely mad if he won. But I'm not going to take away the credit that is due, because he took the time to flesh it out and apparently make it look like an artwork that doesn't look like it was generated by AI, which can be pretty difficult to make it look like it was actually drawn by a person. But that's sort of where I lie on it. I'm always pretty middle of the road on things like this. But hopefully this sort of gives you a little bit of information on like just how how AI works. And I would recommend it. Let me know if you guys want like links to websites of where you can use AI generated content, but like I said, it has a little bit of a learning curve for sure.
It's a lot like looking at a picture and squinting your eyes.
You have to remember as well. I believe depending on the machine, we have limitations. Like the vast majority of the archives that the AI can grab from is from like 2021 and back. So if there's like a new artist that created their own style, their own visual essence, like a new One Piece effectively that came out, Oda's art style is so recognizable. It's like if it was created after 2021, the AI is not going to really be able to reproduce that as easily unless you're feeding it that new information, those new images. And that's why I feel like there's such a distinction between whether it's a tool or its own creative entity, you know?
And trying to imagine you're looking at something else. And if you squint a lot, well, what you're looking at becomes really fuzzy, and you can imagine that you're looking at something different. So current technology can do this amazingly with one image.
And again, you are feeding it information, and it is taking that information, using old information, and filling in blanks.
So current technology can do
like
this
an editor for a novel.
amazingly with one image. So why haven't we seen it applied to video? Shouldn't we be seeing mind-blowing visuals all over the internet? Fortunately,
yes.
The moment people tried applying
Now check this
video,
out.
Everything fell apart. Because the first step of the process requires us to noise up our image. Every single frame ends up looking different, and the video gets super flickery. The very nature of this text seems to make it impossible.
Like this is amazing video actually. This is a great example of what you would get if you don't know how to use the AI. Right here.
To ever work with video. And well, I nearly gave up on using it, but Dean here at the studio kept experimenting, and he showed that with a little bit of VFX problem solving, this might be something that we could actually.
You get what I'm saying? Now, Dean, as someone who is knowledgeable about animation, artwork, and stuff, he is now specifically taking this stylistic medium. I'm going to try to use a lot simpler words because I don't want to confuse myself too. But he's taking this art style and he's teaching the AI to take his image and training it to repeat it. And again, at any point you mess something up, it is so easy for the AI to just mess up your hands, your fingers, stuff like that.
It was at the time that Dean and Fenner went out and made that Spider-Verse short, and I set off on a personal quest to use this tech to enable me to make my very own
let's
anime.
see. Okay, Tuesday I was watching a public event about ChatGPT, and there were many issues raised about how AI is getting smarter and smarter. Of course, it still works based on input and devs and people who use it, but maybe there will be a point called quantum computing where the AI will start learning by itself. Yeah, 100%. It will start to learn by itself 100%. That is not an issue. And like, my only question, and this isn't really for or against, it's not a defense and it's not an attack on it. It's more like my questions here, like me thinking about this, wanting to discuss it is, like, is it going to start creating? It will learn by itself, right? It'll start to observe things out in the world, especially if it's connected to the internet. It'll, like Neurosama, it'll start like going out into the world, finding new inputs, new information on its own, and using that. My question is, will it start creating its own stuff? Or will it just be, mimicking effectively everything? Now, there's an argument to be made there. Even humans mimic. We are influenced by other things, and we create things based on those, those biases, based on our favorites, art styles. If you're a big fan of One Piece, you'll probably... you might lean into more of the sort of slim-figured, giant booba friggin' anime art styles. Me personally, I love Nico Robin, my favorite character. The nose and stuff, like her facial features, look a lot more realistic than a lot of the characters in One Piece. But that's kind of my point there. You can see that, maybe you might be one of the, your art style might reflect that a little bit more. Whereas AI, I feel like, is always going to either be a mixture of everything, creating its own unique AI look, or it's going to just sort of copy and mimic what it can find on the internet and use those resources in order to create something new. So at that point, the question is, okay, is it innovating? Or is it just creating something new based on old information? And that's really the major difference that I'm, I guess, debating philosophically. It's a big, major question in my opinion, and it's going to be interesting to see. And the scariest part, you want to have the scariest answer, Master Sam? The scariest answer I could possibly give you is we're going to have to wait and see. That is a horrifying prospect. We have to wait and see what happens. Because we have no idea where this AI is going to go. We have no idea how the AI is going to respond to anything and everything. Like, this is a scary time, but it's also exciting. Like, we could be scared of it. We could, or we could, learn as much about it as possible and just sort of see where it goes. In my opinion, there's no stopping it. We have opened the Pandora's box, and there is no way to close it again.
This
is scary, but at the same time,
this flickery problem.
I think that right now, before they take over the world, let's enjoy making our own animes, my dude.
And the first clue was Jurassic Park. 6 months ago, a user on YouTube named Hops uploaded an experiment. He had processed Jurassic Park.
Is that Zelda?
Like low poly Zelda.
It looks like Zelda.
And he used an interesting new technique to noisify the image. And he had achieved excellent results. So I'll explain.
That's
Every time
awesome.
you process an image, the noise that you put on top changes. Therefore, the forms in the image get changed every frame. If we freeze that noise, things become a lot more solid in the image, but now it kind of feels like the image is moving underneath a weird warp layer, and the details stay inconsistent. So the new trick used in that little Jurassic Park video is simple. If we can turn noise into an image, let's just reverse an image back into the noise it would have come from. Literally just do it backwards. Therefore, the noise is no longer randomly changing every frame, nor is it locked. If the two frames are nearly
That's really smart. That's a cool way to look at it.
the same, so is their fuzzy, noised up versions. And therefore, they get interpreted in a similar way. So we had one piece.
There's still a lot of inconsistencies in the eye shape and the eye
But I
color.
tried to make my video look like a cartoon, and every frame was being drawn with a different cartoon style. So we fixed one problem just to encounter another problem. Dead end? Well, no. Because around this time, style models were becoming a thing in the stable diffusion space. A person named Nitrosock started creating some amazing diffusion models built to convert your image into one specific style. So then it dawned on us. This was
I didn't know about this. That is interesting.
The style.
Now there you like this is a great, going back to the discussion we were just having. That's a great
Convert your image into
example. At this point, you're going like. This looks very modern Disney, basically Pixar. This is copying Pixar, and here's a great example. Let me see if I have any. Like you'll notice that if you take pictures if you create images using AI art that's like Pixar related stuff, you'll have a lot more success. And I don't know if it's specifically because of this, but what I'm saying is there are so many images of characters like Elsa or the Pixar style, so many images, so many frames, so many still frames in movies that it can pick up a lot of information on it, and it could really mimic it well.
one specific style. So then it dawned on us. This was the key to eliminating the style flicker. Like imagine telling 100 different people to draw a cartoon dog. You're going to get 100 different dogs back. Now imagine giving everyone a character style sheet saying, draw a
Now, character style sheet. In the animation world, this is called a character sheet. or more specifically, this is a concept art. You get what I'm saying? All the artists, because this is the thing, that like this isn't just one artist making Scooby-Doo. This is a team of multiple artists that all have to draw their own set of frames for the show. So it's like 12 different artists making the same looking Scooby-Doo. You get what I'm saying? And that's where the fear comes in of like, well, all those 12 artists are now gone. They don't have a job anymore. And it's like, or, if you're Disney, you allow these artists to use AI art, and you're able to now create better, more higher quality art in movies faster, theoretically, or keep the same time frames, but now that you can work things faster, you can go back and fix more things easier and faster. You know, look at Avatar, The Path of Water or whatever. A terrible movie, absolute garbage. I hated every moment of it. I didn't hate every moment of it. It was boring. I didn't care about anything or anyone. It was super boring. Nobody made. I didn't understand the story. They're at war with the avatars, but the entire army just cares about the dude. What happened to all the metal you wanted in the tree? Did you just give up on that? Why does the entire planet of Earth want to take down one guy? Like, I don't understand it. Whatever. There are existential arguments to be raised, such as, can humans create other life forms, or maybe create a self-conscious being? We cannot create other life forms. We can mimic life forms. We can clone them, and we're currently in the I don't know if it's in the United States. Somebody correct me on this. We're actually right now in the middle of the process of reviving the dodo and the mammoth, using basically a modern version of the Jurassic Park methodology. So we're literally in the process of taking a mammoth DNA that we were able to get from various different sources, fossils, things of that nature, amber, we were able to find a pretty well-preserved mammoth nose? I'm sorry, trunk. There we go. We were able to find a mammoth trunk that was pretty well preserved, and then at that point, we're going to basically take that DNA, we're going to effectively inseminate a living elephant closely related to the mammoth, and then we're going to hope that the birthed animal is a mammoth, a actual legit mammoth. So we can't even create life. We're just sort of copying and mimicking what's already existed. Whether you believe in God, whether you believe in the Big Bang, whether you believe in energy, the spaghetti monster, whatever you believe in, whatever originated or created that DNA, that original diagram and blueprint for the human being, we're just copying it. We're just copying and mimicking it as well. And so creating a self-conscious being, playing God is dangerous. As the old saying goes, may you live under interesting times. The problem is that it is an old cursed saying. Oh, absolutely. Again, if we're getting into biblical stuff, we don't control any of that. AI shows up and decides they're the next step in evolution. They're the next goal for the all be the deity, our God, Jesus, whoever we want to believe in. Then that we can't control that. Even in the Bible, we couldn't control the flood. That was just bam, done, everyone gone. If AI is the next flood that's just here to take us out, that's it. What can we do? Nothing. But and if we go look at this on a scientific level, we're just mimicking and copying things as well. All we're doing is teaching a machine to do what we're already doing. And at that point, we're also teaching other people to do the same thing we're doing. So that's really where that, existential argument really starts to get really confusing there. But for example, this is a character sheet. This is a concept art. We're just teaching it our methods, and it is copying our methods. Same way we teach an AI how to do a Rubik's Cube. It's using our methods. It's just faster at doing those methods because its processor is just faster, flat out. And, I guess right there, it would really come down to, do you believe an AI can have, a soul, blah, 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 blah. Realistically speaking, in my opinion, you just can't compare a biological deity or entity to a non-biological entity. They're just different hardware, literally. It's just separate, separate, but, itself. A lot of people don't really see other animals as the same as humans. You can have your own opinion on that, but this is just another entity now. Separate, not us. You get what I'm saying?
Cartoon dog exactly like this.
So even if it is sentient, it is flat out just another entity. It is not a human. It could be copying, mimicking humanity, but it is its own entity, its own. In my opinion, it's its own
on tests I performed
thing.
Myself, the features on the face were still changing and jumping all over the place. So the idea hit us. We made a video where we trained ourselves into a diffusion model so that we could tell an epic fantasy story. Why not do that here? I trained a model to not only replicate a specific style, but to also specifically know a character, me. I trained it on images of me wearing the same clothes.
Now, this is really where it gets interesting. I really like this, that he's explaining this, because ChatGPT has a really, really amazing ability to remember things. So even if you're talking to it like yada 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 yada, oh da 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 da, we've been talking for like 2 minutes, and then suddenly I'm like, oh, remember that thing I told you about on Saturday about this, that, or the other? ChatGPT would be like, oh, absolutely, I remember exactly what we were talking about, because it'll log and keep a memory of the conversation you're having, who is who, the characters involved in the conversation you're having. It literally will learn and hold on to that information.
On the same green screen background that I was using for my test.
So you can absolutely teach it, program it, and train it. That's the best way to explain it. You can train the AI to recognize you as a person and know your name, who you are.
Was hugely improved. Well, almost. It still wasn't quite perfect. But we're VFX artists who have worked with crappy video files. Surely we must have a tool.
But we do have to understand that an AI on its own, there is no, it doesn't know anything. An AI just programmed and in existence doesn't know much. I have no friends, but dad left you with milk. He went with baddies. I have no friends. People call me with. Oh man, people calling you Will Smith? What an insult! That's so sad.
With video of us on a green screen.
I think we've cracked
Well, I'll be honest with you, my dude. If Adele, welcome to the stream, by the way. If you're hitting people like if you're Will Smithing people, you're gonna have a lot of difficult times finding friends, my dude. That was a hard slap. I heard Chris Rock is still freaking feeling that slap.
Workflow here. It looks like a cartoon, and it's pretty bonkers.
It's working, you know.
Yeah.
I think we could do maybe a couple more experiments, but it's like ready to rock.
I think Nico has figured out the key to creating a consistent character.
So now it was time
You
to
say
know
that, but the eyes are still. Look at that.
Maybe a couple more.
Oh, look at the eye.
experiments, but
Look
it's
at
like
very
ready to
closely
rock.
at the
I think
eyes.
Nico
How
has
the
figured
shape
out
is
the
not
key to
consistent.
creating a
Like
consistent
look at
character.
this.
So now it was time to make.
It sort of bulges
that I've
out to the
always wanted to
sides.
make.
It's
Because as
so
you've
you can
seen on
see
the
when it's
channel,
AI and when
we
it's
have our
not.
own
It's interesting. So
animated spinners
it's
and
like it's so good at replicating and mimicking, but it's just not perfect. You know. I won't discuss religion here. I support further research, but there are also the economic issues of mass unemployment. I guess multiple humans will be needed for some tasks anymore, but with a single one handling an AI system. Here's the thing, and this is brutal, right? This is messed up. I hate using this example, because it's such a brutal and messed up way to look at the world. However, we used to pay people to wake us up in the morning. Let me bring up a perfect example. We in the United States, we used to literally pay people to go around neighborhoods with a big stick, literally just a wooden stick, and like bang on people's like windows to wake up in the mornings, and they got unemployed by alarm clocks. It's an alarm clock. Like, it didn't have to be some advanced AI. It was a clock. And just when the clock hit a certain time, we told it to make a noise. You know, that is effectively the base of AI learning. You teach something to do something by programming it and making sure that if this, then that. If the clock says 12 o'clock, then you make a noise. That is the bare bottom of AI learning. And so let me go ahead and bring up this. I'll show you a picture. Ooh. Thank you so much for the subscription, Adele. Welcome to the channel. Let's see here. Awesome. There's so many images of it too, which is so awesome. Here we are. Let me just These guys, literally, this is these people used to get paid every single day. You would pay them to go and knock on your window to wake you up for work. Because if you were late for work, of course, especially during the Depression era, you were gonna get fired very quickly. And you don't really see this anymore. Another great example is the milkmen. We no longer have milkmen because refrigerators put them out of a job. Like now, like people used to make jokes about how if you were at work, you know, the milkman might be sleeping with your wife. Effectively, it used to be a joke. This guy doesn't exist anymore. This is not a thing we do anymore. Milk delivery, they got replaced by actual refrigerators. You know, and this still happens in places, but you sort of get my point. Like, that this isn't something new. People are always going to be getting replaced. It's a super sad thing. It's messed up, but at that, like, what it comes down to is, yeah, like we're gonna need more people to hold down servers. We're gonna need more people to get into other fields, get into other businesses. And so I don't have a perfect answer for all that. You know, some people are saying we got to start paying people just in general to be able to live. You like give them $1,000 a month or whatever, like depending on the state you're in. But what is this? Sure, love it. But that's really the sad part about all of it. But yeah, I mean, what can we do? We're gonna be getting replaced. The people, you know, serving sandwiches at McDonald's, there's AI is taking over that. Girls are scared of you when you go with your brother. They think he does the drugs, but he's only 16. You realize there's no age limit on the Mary Jane, right? Like I live in California, dude. The vast majority of people were already been on it since they were 14. Like, I'm from Mexico, my dude. I was drinking beer. I had beer at 14. I'm from Mexico. You don't think this is gonna be? We say in Mexico, you literally have people going to the market, like 7-year-olds going to pick up beer for their parents. I'm just saying, it's a thing that happens in the rancho. I don't understand why the females would be scared of you if your brother, who is doing the Mary Janes or something else, like what does your brother have to do with you? It seems to me like you don't want to be hanging around those females because they like, why are they judging you based on someone else's actions? Messed up, dude. Messed up.
Self-driving cars, anime baseball, but they're all filmed for real because we don't run an animation studio and it's very hard to do so these days. So I've had this idea forever. Anime, rock, paper, scissors. What is
Amazing.
the ultimate rock, paper, scissors game?
See, this is why we need AI art. Because no studio.
Equal.
that's a whole other layer, right? That's a whole other layer to this whole conversation. No studio's gonna like no studio, because they're scared. They're scared to do new things. No studio would be like, yes, anime, rock, paper, scissors.
Must be.
You live in
decided
Ohio.
that
Oh,
day.
gotcha, my dude. Dude. Still, man, like tell them like what to do. Like, how dare you? Like you're not your brother. How dare they judge you based on his actions? And so what? What business is it of them what he's doing? Like, that's between him. You know, if your brother's 16, that's between him and your parents, effectively. Like, how dare they? How dare they be scared of you? Rude.
Has died. And rock, paper, scissors must happen. So we wrote this short film. The next step is to treat it
Like,
a cartoon,
admittedly,
which
like,
means
this is, if
recording
any,
the
I feel
dialogue
like this is
first.
going to open a lot of opportunities. If you are an artist out
I
there,
have no idea
learn
how to-
about this
what voice
AI,
to use,
learn how to
figure out
use
when
it,
to start,
create it, and
and
this is
think
now your
like,
job. Doing what this guy
Just go
does.
through a few lines and
You don't
then,
want to lose
like,
your job?
throw
Do
a
what this
filter
guy
if you
is
want
doing
to
right now.
help you
Get
pull
on
the
it.
vibe.
Like,
My
go.
character is Jules. My research here, I just remember the shot of Clint in here.
And like
screaming
I'll
into a
say it to the
microphone.
opposite end.
I'm
If
just
you
gonna
work at
channel
McDonald's,
Clint
you'll
today.
and
He
you
goes,
love
"There
working at
you go."
McDonald's,
You
but you're not a
whisper,
manager.
And then you scream, and there's no in between.
Hold on,
You better learn how to be a manager or learn how to be one of the technicians that's going to be repairing that freaking machine that's going to be serving burgers.
Or even your quietest moments
I'm
are as
sorry,
loud as
it
your screams.
sucks. I hate it.
So
I don't
Dan
think
and
it's the correct thing, by the way. I'm not saying it is morally correct. I am not saying I approve of it. But it's what's going to happen. We can't stop it. It's going to happen.
We did the voice acting first.
I'm not saying
and
I
we
think
just
it's good.
blew out our vocal
I'm not
cords
agreeing
as
with
loud
it,
as we could.
but it's going to happen.
So after we did that, we then designed the costumes for each character. Basically, just went on Etsy and bought some goofy clothes.
Well, look at this high-level costume.
My favorite YouTuber?
Oh,
Oh,
no, we
goodness.
lost like half the tape.
What we're trying to do is, you see all these doodads here is not.
Oh, it's a
gonna be
very
great for
close
anime
tie
style,
between
because
Shy
this
Lily and
kind of
Girl
intricate
DM, because
detail
realistically
wouldn't be
speaking,
included
Girl DM is
in
one of the main
illustrations,
reasons,
'cause it would just be
not the
more
reason, but
pencil
one of the main
language
reasons
for the
I decided to
animators.
go
So
with this
we're
model
covering
and use
all
the
that
programs
up
that I use.
with a color that's similar to the rest
as
of the
far as just
costume.
pure content
Once this is
creation?
put into the animation space, all this jank gets covered up with beautiful
Man,
illustrated
that
lines.
objectively, Philip DeFranco, he is such a genuinely unbiased news source that I have to appreciate him to that extent. But also, flat out, Iron Mouse would be big time up there. Big time up there. Huge inspiration. I can't pick one particular favorite YouTuber, my dude. That's a difficult one. That's a good question. I could go all day about like how many different YouTubers.
What we did on the green screen is we basically imagined that
Right now though, everything aside, right now, if I had to say like who's a YouTuber that everyone should find inspirational and learn from, Asmongold. Everyone gets that name wrong. Asmongold right now, I would say if you want to be a creator, highly recommend you check out his stuff. He's such an amazing resource for how to conduct yourself and how to handle your situations on YouTube and in general on the internet. Very based, very down to earth person. But as far as like, goodness, I'm really struggling here. I've watched so many people. We are subscribed to so many people. I couldn't even think of a directly right
we were
now.
puppets, right?
Someone.
We're puppeteering a cartoon character. So we're posing like the cartoon character, and we're not doing any audio recording. Instead, the audio is already recorded like a real cartoon, and we're out there just going.
We're basically just puppets.
I was also a big fan of Rooster Teeth. Not that I'm not anymore or anything like that, but
gathering assets.
it's a whole different like company, whole different vibe now. Like
comic book. A lot of these shots are just us standing.
I do love the things that like what they're still doing. I like Ruby. I do watch Ruby.
It's just single frames of characters.
I need to catch up.
standing
I
there
haven't even
in
watched
the
season
background
5.
while you hear dialogue. And there's a couple rules. that we
People think that I
discovered
slapped
in these.
a girl's
First and foremost,
posterior,
the style that
what
we're
Obama gave her,
matching,
just
it
like
basically
Will
has single
Smith.
direction light.
did Will Smith get in trouble for smacking on the blessed part of a woman? I don't know, my dude. He definitely slapped Chris Rock really hard. That's for sure. Like, all I know about Will Smith, beyond just watching his movies, watching his shows, is that he's a Scientologist, and that his wife slept with his son's best friend, and she admitted to it very publicly. And then, of course, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. You know, he took out all his frustration he had for his wife on Chris Rock. That's all I know.
It's not like you have characters that are painted with
Loved him on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
though. A key
though.
light and a fill light and a different direction for an underlight. Like, to actually have to paint that stuff.
He slapped her
onto a
Poppy.
cell
Poppy the
would be
Clown?
A lot of work.
Oh, I
So
love
a lot of
Poppy the
cartoons
Clown.
that
That's a
do
great
that, they
animation.
stick to
Check the
a
Poppy the
basic
Clown
light
out on
tone,
YouTube.
dark tone
Great
shading
animation.
system at most.
I think
Half the
Saber
times it's
Spark
just a single
did
color.
a
At the end of
really
the day, we
good
get to take
in-depth
risks.
review
We
of
get to try
Poppy the
things that might
Clown.
break it because, boy, look at this giant crew we have. Oh wait, we have like 2 people and an actor. Right? It's like in Hollywood you'd have 100
Ooh,
people
Saber
on
Spark
set
is up
doing
there
a big
too.
movie.
Dude's amazing
We
at
don't need a costume department,
his
we don't need a
animation.
makeup
Love him.
department, we don't need a crazy camera department.
Mad
Now we're
respect
just
for
being
mad respect for how he's able to keep like busting out those freaking videos. Saber Spark, shout out, my dude. Glad you finally became one with the furry, so to speak.
Very, very
He was
straightforward,
fighting
just
that for a long
focusing
time.
on the concept. Sam and I
No, hey, you wanna be a furry, do it.
Because at the end of the day, anime, it's just really all about tying your visual language to the story and really getting into there, stylizing
Oh,
it,
by Poppy you mean
thinking
your
about
dad.
things
Gotcha.
metaphorically, all that kind of stuff. Once again,
Oh, not the
these ideas that
parent. Dude, you got a sugar daddy? Is it a sugar daddy? Because if it ain't a sugar daddy, then what's the point, bro? You got to get a better daddy. You don't get a daddy without the sugar, okay? What is that? Like, at least tell me you got your... Also, why are you hitting your sugar daddy? He's your sugar daddy. You can't be smacking your sugar daddy like that. You think you're going to get your allowance like that? Come on, man.
matter, right?
What are you doing?
It's your
Or
direction,
girl?
your story.
Ma'am? Whoever?
Because the AI
What are you?
takes it the
I don't
rest of the
know.
way. I love it. It's such an awesome way to work.
Hey guys, so we are commemorating the launch of this anime rock, paper, scissors video with an awesome limited edition shirt. It's only available for the next 7 days, available in tee and long
Buy
sleeve
that
tee. It's
merch.
super cool. It's designed by a human. And once again, it's 7
It's designed by a human. See, that's really what we're gonna get to as well. We're gonna get to the point where we have to start like specifying, like, oh, is this made by human? Is it made by AI? Is it made by what?
days only. These are limited editions. So
My whole thing is like, if you were to tell me right now, like, hey, my dude, I could use this AI to draw you in the style of One Piece, and I'd be like, yes. But then if you tell me, hey, I could have Oda, like the man himself, the creator of One Piece, draw you in his style. Those are two completely different things we're talking about. At that point, it comes down to what value you yourself are giving to the art. But oh gosh, I don't have my live webcam on connected right now. Otherwise, I have a signed picture of Ram by the voice actor that plays her, Ryan. Oh, she's amazing. I have a signed picture of Ram from ReZero with the English voice actor. Amazing person. Love them so much. But yeah, like that holds a lot more value to me than flat out just an AI generated image, of Ram with an AI generated signature, because AI got to go meet the person just flat out. That's already an advantage. But then on top of that, I know that it was from them. They signed it themselves. There's just that little bit, however small that emotion might be, that small little bit of humanity, that connection. It matters. It's important.
snag one right now. Also, if you want a little tip here, come over here. So subscriptions to our website cost $3.99 a month, but subscribers get a 15% discount on all merch. So if you really want to get cool, you could go and subscribe to our website and then use that discount.
I love how he's just like, go and subscribe for only $4, but it's just like, it's a free trial, so it's kind of like, sure.
Basically, it's the same price.
Yeah, I'll
plus
definitely
you
pay
get
the
a free
$4,
1 month
guaranteed.
subscription to our website. Just saying. Don't tell anyone I told you that. This is between us. Cool. All right.
I should check that out. I'm starting to get into the Streamlabs shop, but I would like to
show you
give discounts if
the workflow that we
possible.
came up with that led us to 120 effect shots for this piece. So here's the video of me.
I guess I'd have to make my own
in
website,
costume,
like on friggin'
doing all the acting with
Squarespace or something.
right?
Squarespace!
So what we want to do is we want to have
do?
the AI trace this.
You looking for
Trace it
sponsor?
in a
What's up?
cartoon style. So we need to train a model to both know what I look like as
Like
well
Jon
as
Snow.
what style we want to apply. So when we were on the green screen filming, once we were done, we also took a bunch of pictures of me. My face, my body, different poses, some full body
Yeah, see, these are reference sheets. Same thing as like hand-drawn animation, reference sheets. So at this point, I'm giving full credit to these animators. Effectively, they are animators, in my opinion. Doing this is animation, and so this is using reference sheets, this is using character sheets, concept art in order to feed and learn to the AI. The difference is that in hand-drawn animation, instead of giving it to the AI, you would be giving it to your team of animators.
shots, pictures of my back, different lighting. A picture of Nico Beringer. Hey, there I am doing like the weird Fonzie point.
With again, really struggles with hands. I don't know why, but AI just can't handle it.
So then we went and we took a bunch of frames from Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, which is an anime that came out in about the year 2000. It's actually free on YouTube. You can just go watch it if you want to. It's actually pretty cool. And we tried to grab frames.
Can we? Is that a thing? Watch party. I'm down.
Like,
I'll start planning
people, some face shots, some torso shots, full body shots, hands, hair,
full on
abstract things
watch
like
party.
flowers. Because with all these different objects, with each picture effectively being a different object, a different character, when we train the model, it's not going to learn any single subject. Instead, it's going to learn the style in which all these subjects were drawn. One little fun little thing here.
Oh, absolutely,
Look
my
at the
dude.
Vampire Hunter D data set. You'll notice there's no characters with full beards, because there aren't any characters with full beards in the movie. And this was a problem actually when we first made the model, and it tried to represent me. Sometimes I'd have a mustache, sometimes I'd have mutton chops. It'd be all over the place.
Yeah, like that's interesting. Yeah, there you go. You have to feed the AI. You have to feed it, otherwise it's just not going to output what you want.
So I generated a bunch of pictures of me. Some of them looked good, most of them didn't. But I took the good ones and I re-added them back into the data set and then trained the model one more time. I made a new
Oh, dude,
one.
I'm gonna
Nico
have to
Beringer,
learn how to
style
do
of
that
Vampire Hunter D.
specifically. Wow.
There it is. It's me as an anime man. And notice it's got the costume details correct. It's got my face features correct, my beard. It's the same character every single time. At least consistent enough every single frame.
Do you have
So we got
earrings?
the model done, and now we can use this for all the shots.
You don't have earrings. The model has
I've
earrings.
just received a fantastic plate from Nico. What I'm gonna do now is take the individual images and we're gonna run each one through Stable Diffusion to get an animated character.
Oh goodness, it's like claymation. Oh, that's gotta. Oh, I don't have the patience for that. That's effectively the same as like taking a little model, like, and then just I'll try to mimic it. Like, just take a model doing this, then another one going, and then another one going, and then put them all together. You go, hey, So at that point, it's like, there you go.
You have our positive prompts, which are Vamp Hunt D.
You have to do like
aesthetic,
thousands.
Style, cell animation
Thousands
of Nico Beringer, man.
of
beard,
images.
Profile, fist, hand.
The patience.
But we also have this negative prompt section, which can steer us away from certain things, like detailed, intricate, lazy eye, photography, render, CGI. These are all the things that we want to avoid coming out. And then basically there's a bunch of freaking sliders, and it's really boring, and there's all that stuff that Nico goes into way more depth over on corridordigital.com, because we don't want to bog you guys down here with the really silly specific stuff. But there's a bunch of processes that are laying on top of that image-to-image process, and the output is this. There is a really cool animated frame of Nico. There is actually an interpretive element to it.
Let me go back real quick. I want the teeth right there. Like, I'm not trying to like bash the AI, but you can see the imperfections that are created just from the mimicry. Let me look at the hands again. The hands are such a huge problem for the AI. So it's like don't get me wrong. Human intervention effectively. Human intervention has to happen quite often here, and that's just going to be like that for a long time.
There is actually an interpretive element to what the AI is doing. There's blue shading on the fur on his shoulders, and
the eyes. Look at the
two-tone
eyes.
Shading in his face. It's a really incredible process that we've gotten way too used to at this point. We kind of forget how crazy this technology is.
The eye colors change very constantly. Like a lot of human hands are going to have to touch this before it becomes ready to be put out there. And yeah, if you're a lazy animator and you don't take the time to do all of this, you're not going to get a nice clean cut animation at the end of it. So yeah, it has a certain set of skill. It has a certain level of skill requirement as well.
On a single frame basis, if only there was a way to kind of remove a little bit of this flicker and smooth out this sequence into a nice, consistent character.
All right, so Dean's given me this whole image sequence now. Let's check it out. Not bad. It's a little flickery, but like it's consistent, right? You can see the character, you can see some of the mouth moving. All right, so I'm gonna take the shot, I'm gonna pop it open in Fusion.
You can see a lot of the color issues as well, especially on the sash. You'll see that it blends from light blue, dark blue to black,
flickery,
purple.
but like it's consistent,
so
right?
like
You
you would
see the
need to send
character,
someone
you
in
can see
there
the mouth
to help
moving.
with color
All right, so I'm gonna take the
correction.
shot.
Now, of course, they did a genius move. What they did was the backgrounds instead were reflective of the color palettes that you saw on the characters. Genius. They made the battle at night. They gave it a nice blue aura. Like, intelligent animation
Pop
work.
it open in Fusion here in Resolve. So the next thing we need to add is the deflicker. There's two different modes, one for time lapse and one for fluorescent lights. And if we turn on the fluorescent light deflicker, check out the difference. Much better. And if it's not good enough, here's how I fix it. Copy, paste, 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 paste.
Yes, and what you just saw right there would normally take about 2 cleanup crew. People who go back, input the colors, and then a second animator that goes back and does color correction. Literally. Like, now, look at that. Like, maybe, yes, big people working for Disney, it's going to be a problem. Small-time animators? This just gave you the power of an entire animation studio.
So now we have all these deflickers turned on.
I refuse
The next step
to
is
be
just
mad at
pull a green
something
screen key
that
and
can
remove the background.
potentially lead
And
to
finally,
way
choose
more
frame rate
content on the
from
internet.
24 frames
Way
per
more
second
content.
to
We
12.
need.
That's a little bit more
I want an
animation, and
explosion of
even more
content.
of that flickering feeling. Now that we have an anime man, we need an anime world for him to live in. That's where
I don't care if
comes
it's
in.
competition. I don't care if it's
So,
whatever.
early on
If
in
we
the
get
process,
left in the
we're thinking,
dust,
how do
that's
we get
fine. Just
consistency in these shots?
we
We
need
want one environment, one
this could
location.
potentially lead to
So
another
using
artistic
a
renaissance, my
environment
dude.
in Unreal Engine as the foundation for everything. And just like the video, how we're taking a video still frame and then applying a style to that.
Like my big question is right off the bat, like, could you do this? And if you can't, it is worthy of payment. It is worthy of respect. It's the same thing as like supermodels in magazines. Yes, a lot of like Jason Momoa, a lot of these models on the magazines, it is an unrealistic standard to live up to. So the fact that these people like Jason Momoa do it every single day, The Rock does it every single day, you can bet your butt I understand why they're Aquaman and why they're Black Adam and I'm not. You get what I'm saying? Like, they deserve those freaking roles. Dude butchering himself 8 hours a day at the gym just to freaking get a role in the movie. Screw that.
I'm taking a render from
You think
Unreal,
I'd do what Christian
applying
Bale did
style
for the
to that.
Batman, get all
That
bulked
allows us
up and
to
then
have
lose all kinds of weight?
consistency.
Nah.
You go close up.
Too lazy for that, bro.
Wide angles, all the same objects in the scene, stay consistent. Here's our cathedral here. I think it was called the Gothic.
I'm happy with who I am. I don't care.
Mega
I ain't trying to be a model.
The
Screw
moment I
that.
saw the screenshot
Nah,
of this
son.
environment, I was like, I knew it was perfect. I've done a little tweaking, redone some of the lighting, little modifications here and there to make it
And look at this. At this point, this has
It
been
is
touched by
just
3
bleeding
different human
with
beings.
Sweet, intricate, detailed
Just
Gothic
on,
style.
like, the
And
base
this is right
of all
for
this
taking
animation.
Cool pictures of. I
Using
have a
different
camera for
programs,
every
using
shot
different-
in the piece. And if we go back out here, look at that. Look at all these cameras. Every single one of these cameras is a different angle for different backgrounds.
Yes,
Like,
genius.
So shot 250. It's waist up shot, maybe something like here-ish. Yeah, there we go. So I'm not even gonna render these out with like the normal renderer. I'm literally just gonna take screenshots of this stuff. So screenshot, boop. All right, it's a whip pan, so let's pan over, boop, pan over, boop, and maybe one more just for kicks, boop. All right, so now I've gotten 4 images. Stable Diffusion kind of takes it from there. Let's go to my handy dandy prompt sheet of all the
Easy, just learn how to use Unreal Engine, learn how to set up, multiple camera feeds, and then learn how to set up, a 3D modeled world on there. Not too difficult, actually, that part. But, then from there, you could just take a couple of screenshots, and then you give it to the AI.
different prompts I've tried out. Believe this one right here, expressive oil painting, dark, beautiful Gothic cathedral interior.
Oh, what a great prompt. Expressive oil painting, dark... he's repeating it anyways, but this is from myself. I really want to,
hyper detailed
like,
brush
I
strokes,
always like to
expressive Japanese
take
1990s
certain prompts and try them
anime
out
movie
myself.
Background, oil painting, matte painting. Negative prompt,
I love people who are sharing prompts and seeds on the internet now as well.
blurry. I'm all set. Let's take a look. All right, so that's basically what the process looks like.
Look at
with
that.
all these backgrounds.
Now you can because I'll be real with you. Yes, you can purchase a lot of models, 3D models to put into Unreal Engine. So if you go out there, purchase a 3D model of an interior that you really like, spend however much money you're going to spend on it. You can now take pictures of that, And you have now the setting for your entire movie if you chose to film an entire movie just in that room. You get what I'm saying? And if you but now you can turn it into an anime. You don't have to hand draw that. And it's interesting because I'm about to, on the second channel, we're about to drop a review for freaking. We're working on a review, not about to drop, but we're working on a review for one of the world's most beautiful hand-drawn animations ever. So, like, I'm sure I'll inevitably talk about that on there now. The more we sort of write the script and stuff, the more we're seeing that maybe we should start talking about some of this on there too. So if I'm on the video with Degenerate Weeb, I'll probably be bringing this up in particular. If, though, depending on what the situation, honestly, he might just do the whole thing. I really want him to just do the whole video so that he can sort of set that brand apart.
Basically, in anime, there's no 3D moves. It's all either painted backgrounds or cell animated characters. So we wanted to stay true to that. So
oh, dude, I freaking love Cat
We have a script that was created by Nico that has everything we need. It's got lens distortion, it's got glows, it's got light rays, it's got all this cool stuff. Basically, we just drop our foreground, our background, and the final output is pretty close to what you want. And you just go in and animate little things and add a little bit of flourish. Here you can see
yeah, and then at this, so that would just be the cleanup at the very end of everything.
The backgrounds that Sam made, and I actually just went into Photoshop and blended them together.
Like
so you the edges
to a certain degree, you have to
out.
be,
Took those backgrounds
you have to
and I
learn
just
or be an animator
animated them,
to make
scrolling
some of this
past.
stuff happen.
And so you can see as well, we've added some directional blur, some lens blur, and then we land on these two windows and do a final little push in. So once we drop Nico on top of that, you can see there's this very dynamic effect that's achieved just by literally moving.
I guarantee you the vast majority of people didn't even notice that the images were slanted to create
and we're using the plate of
this sort of feel of a vast room.
So it really marries Nico.
But it's literally just one camera at the same angle turning.
To emphasize
but it looks like the camera is actually turning around the character instead of, just stationary turning. And so those are animation tricks, ideas, and methods that are used in standard animation, whether it's 3D like CGI like Pixar, or whether it's hand-drawn animation.
And we also
I used to watch documentaries and commentaries of Disney, Lion King, Aladdin. Aladdin is one of my favorite all-time animations as well. Just literally just the scenes with Genie, like, oh my goodness, like insane.
Turn them into kind of animated candelabras.
I feel like we don't appreciate those enough.
As the camera's moving,
and if anything, this will bring more people into the realm, into the world, and you'll be able to appreciate a lot more of those tiny detail fixes.
The camera is literally orbiting around in classic anime fashion to really
he explained it himself. I don't even know why I'm explaining it.
Right here at the end, we have a couple more anime lines to emphasize
speed lines. Okay, genius.
Character moment. He's challenging.
Like, you need to know the staples, the cliches of the genre,
with a little bit of lens effects. And then the final piece are these glows, which kind of emulate a film camera because that's how anime used to be shot back in the days. Animation cells would be filmed through a film camera. So we try to emulate those glows.
Absolutely. Like, that's a big thing. Anyone remember, I'm trying to think of a good example. Oh, goodness. Pocahontas. Pocahontas did it. I can't remember if... who else did it? Who else just recently did it too? I'm blanking out. It was a recent movies have done it as well, but the best one I can think of is that right now, right off the bat, where they actually shoot live people. Like, you have to understand, like, they actually, just the same as these dudes are, like, green screening themselves, we actually would have people go, act out the scene, and then the animators would draw the animation and draw the character overlaid on those people. That's how we would get expressions, that's how we would get angles, because it's difficult to mimic the real world, real angles, real lighting, real everything. So we would actually create the situation in actual green screens with real people. Like Pocahontas, there's an actual actress that portrayed Pocahontas in real life, and they use that to animate like on top of her. And so it's like, it's not too different, really.
After all that, we get a sweet shot that I can send back to Nico, and he can drop it right in the edit.
One thing I want to talk about is the democratization of this process. This is a situation here where we're looking at a piece of software that's free, that anyone has access to. A process here that we're sharing openly with everyone, because everyone's openly shared knowledge with us, with everyone, And the way this technology is developing, I want to be able to create really cool things. But the only way I can create really cool things is with the help of other people helping make the technology to create those really cool things.
Absolutely.
And so, since we've learned and are utilizing
no joke. I guarantee you there's someone out there whose animation career is going to get started because this dude made this one YouTube video.
an open source
No
program
joke.
with a lot of
There's too many
contributions
people
from
out in the world.
I wanna
This
give
video
back.
is going
I
to
wanna
live on the
contribute
internet
our
forever.
knowledge and put it out
Like,
there so that you can go.
Somebody
and make
is going to find
animation.
inspiration in
People
this
can
and
experiment
use this
improve
to move
upon
forward.
process,
The
helping
same way,
all of us get
in my
better.
experience, Girl
So,
DM
in this
showed
video, I'm trying to make
one
a
little
point of
short
really
where she
going
showed
through the
her
process in a way
tech,
that's interesting,
and I got so
but
interested
I'm
in the
not just
technology
giving
of
you a
it, I
click-by-click
became a VTuber.
tutorial. For those of you who want that, we actually have that on our website, corridordigital.com.
Of course, Chaos was a huge proponent in that. He's the first person to introduce me to AI, to VTubers, and got me into it. But it wasn't until I saw Girl DM's tech that I realized it was so attainable for me at the time.
So with practice, we've got this process dialed in. Shot by shot, we just started getting faster and better. And at this point, we are blowing through the piece, and it is working. It's incredibly exciting. Now, most people in the office haven't actually seen much of this yet. So we're gonna get it wrapped up here with the sound and music and all that good stuff. I'm gonna show it to them. Let's see what they think. Let's see if we can blow their minds.
I want to see. So again, I have not seen the final
We theoretically
clip.
have everything dropped.
I have not seen
haven't
this.
watched it yet. Just exported it, and everybody's gonna watch it with us.
I think it's safe to say that most of us here have not seen anything.
I've seen one completed shot, and it absolutely blew my mind, and I can't wait to see the rest of it.
I have not seen it with the sound design, and that is what I'm super excited for.
Again, a whole other great point to this guy right here. Sound design is so key and important to anime as well. Like you're not gonna tell me that you don't hear the thunk like that, from Naruto, that bamboo thunk, and you don't instantly just get teleported into the battle, a Naruto battle, just it's like. You're not gonna tell me that there's still all of that there. Now we can make the argument, yeah, sure, at some point AI might even be able to do sound design, but then you got you need to look at how many people they needed to make this one animation. You're gonna need a whole other team of people to use AI to create sound design for that too. Whereas it could just be easier, potentially, to hire people who already play the instruments and know what kind of sound design you're going for. But that's highly dependent. That's getting even more further into the.
And man, well,
I'm here for Kevin.
Damn right you are.
Oh, so this is not the full video. Okay, we'll watch it. Why not? We'll watch the full video as well. It's just freaking rock, paper, scissors. Oh! Alright, we're gonna go check it out for sure, my dudes. We want to give him the watch time, though. Give him the watch time, feed the algorithm.
in real life. And that's what it is.
There's like all sorts of wacky AI jank that creeps in, but you're so used to it that it doesn't feel like jank anymore.
The song that Sam found for the ending, Fender made this amazing shot where my fist comes
Now
down.
that's a whole
and
other
there's
thing.
just
Again,
this anime
we
blast
vote
that
with our
happens,
wallets,
and
so
then
if
you just have
Disney
drum
starts
vocals.
giving us AI jank, don't go watch
Yeah,
it.
it just all melds and then
If
you
they
just
make
get
a good,
kinda lost.
well-animated movie that happened to use AI or whatever, that's a whole different subject, right? They got a
At the end of
team,
all
they
the
fixed
anime
it up,
shows,
they made it
we
nice,
always do
they
one
have
of
a
those
big budget.
montages of like, and
They
now
should
here's
still
all the
make
things
good
that
quality
happen afterwards,
content.
which are like supposed to be
Like,
the end
this
credits
is a
shows,
small
but this one is
team
the ultimate
that just
fast
is
forward a whole season
learning how to
in
use this
montage.
technology.
And,
Like,
a
a big major
subconsciously makes you go,
blockbuster
"Oh, yeah,
should
there's a whole
not,
story here."
have
We
the
were just,
same
like,
quality,
spitballing random
effectively.
shots.
If we get to do another one, it's entirely up to corridordigital.com subscribers. We have a tutorial on how we do this whole thing, plus a whole bunch of other cool stuff.
I'll be
Check
honest
it out,
with you,
support us, help us make
dude.
more stuff like this.
My dude,
Super cool.
you keep making that
This
content,
is
you
fun
make a
video,
literal
but I'm
show
genuinely curious.
with this as the premise, the rock, paper, scissors, but and like, people will watch it. You will get an audience, bro. 100%. You could go big with that. I'm willing to watch it. Careful, my dude. Careful. Oh, that's dangerous, bro. Hey. Too many people in the room. You might blow something up. Calm down with your freaking rock, paper, scissors. Okay, let's watch the full clip. I want to see the full bit. Oh, go back a little bit so I can click. Please go check them out. Support them. It's Corridor and Corridor Crew is the YouTube channels. I'll be sure to post a link to their channel as well. Okay, let's see. Very Castlevania E2. Love it. I wonder if that shadow was also AI generated or if that was hand drawn. Out of curiosity, they didn't really talk about that shadow specifically.
Father always said that you were the more artistic one.
Have you forgotten you're my twin brother? The creator dealt us the same hand of cards. I just played mine better. You missed the funeral.
I've only come for the part that matters.
I will not share the crown.
You will never wear it!
I've dedicated my life to governing, and the kingdom is on the precipice of starvation. The throne must be mine.
Alright, anybody else getting real Yugi boy vibes from this guy? I'm getting some real Pegasus vibes.
Millions will die.
Have you forgotten you're my twin brother? We were born at the same time. My claim to the throne is just as valid as yours.
Well, I'm sorry you traveled all this way for nothing.
Goodness, look at this. That looks like something out of one of those like Renaissance Bible paintings. Like, look at this guy. Oh goodness.
Brother, I control the city garrison. I'll have you exiled.
Hey, y'all don't want to like finish burying your pops before you do this?
Do you remember what Father taught us about holy combat?
You dare suggest?
What did Father say, brother?
Here, in this holy house, in front of our Father and the Creator themselves.
For the crown, the throne, and the lives of millions under its rule, I challenge you!
You fool! You know not what you do!
I challenge you to rock!
Okay, let me know if y'all need some voice actors, though. I'm just saying, you're doing a good job. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Have you gone insane, brother? You project such confidence, and yet your eye quivers. I know you too well, but if I can read you so clearly, then how can I win?
Done
if
really
I can
well.
read the slightest detail on your face, you can read mine. We're brothers. We think we're different, but on a
this is very anime.
where like weak sunlight, rays of thought, are
Oh goodness, they're going into the inner monologues.
You will predict my every move.
Chaos. Hey, how's it going, my dude? Yugi boy.
We have spent every day of our lives together. You are an open book to me. It will be trivial to defeat you thanks to my ancient technique.
It'll be trivial. Oh goodness. Oh, okay. The hand, the fist there kind of look jank. But
for the good of the kingdom, I must win. But how?
One.
The answer is obvious when I think about it.
Oh
It
no.
terrifies me.
Two.
If he's in my mind, I must have no mind. I must eliminate all
This
thought.
freaking.
Yes, if I never make a decision, he will never be able to predict me.
Didn't Lenin Trotsky do the same exact tactic, Chaos? This is no war, no fighting, no war. Didn't really turn out the way he thought that would.
It's beautifully perfect. Father, you would be proud.
They straight up just said no war, no, like we're not gonna fight, and we're also not going to join you. We're just gonna be neutral, and that did not pan out the way that they thought it was gonna be. They lost a lot of territory. He's gonna have to make a choice. He made it. He made the choice. What's it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, you would tease us with the shadows. Oh no, it's a tie.
It appears we.
Why didn't I expect a tie? Why didn't I expect a tie? I fully thought it was gonna be one shot. You see what I mean? They actually got me interested. Okay, I'd watch this. I don't care how much cheese it has. I would watch this. You make a full show about this. Like, I don't care how long it takes. Ooh, the after effects though. The after image.
Does he know my strategy?
2 stones in a row. What are the chances?
Did he steal my notes? Did he follow me into the archives? No.
His notes. He has notes. On rock paper scissors.
The moment you let a thought enter your head, you lose.
Again.
You have to use your instinct.
2, 3, shoot.
Again.
My heart screams at me to change course, to throw paper
The
and
fire.
but I must not listen.
Is my plan too obvious? To never change the shape of my hand, not a conscious
goodness.
thought in my mind? If I am to be the master of this kingdom,
He's
I
too
must start
stubborn.
by ruling my mind.
This strains my will to its very limit.
What is this? What?
4 rocks in a row?
Bro, but the thing is, if you go paper, like, yes, you might win, but they might go scissor. Like, how do you?
Spare us your churlish outbursts.
Father would be proud.
Churlish? That's a
Neither
new
prince
word.
wavering in their resolve.
Someone Webster Dictionary that
He
one.
still watches us silently.
Bro, if the dad gets up and freaking papers both of them, I'm done. I'm all in. Best anime, anime of the year. Bro! Oh! What's that smile? He's got paper! He's got paper! Scissors!
Brother!
Ah!
Yes, it was me.
You killed him!
Rock, paper, crossblades.
Crossblades?
Our lives!
The crossed blades? Father lost his life with the crossed blades?
The foolish old man had no idea of my power.
Bro, what a twist! Oh my god, dude! And it belongs to him. Conqueror's title, right? Oh
and
no!
Neither do you, brother.
Father, it's so obvious. I feel like a dullard for not seeing it earlier. We're twins, bound to the same ruts of the roadway of the cosmos. He will only throw stone. It's how he defeated you, and it's how he plans to defeat me.
But what if he doesn't?
I know his secret. Ending this will be trivial.
No!
Thank you for helping
Dude, don't
me
freaking
see,
don't! You're telling him what you're about to do.
And the crowd.
But is he stubborn enough to commit to the pain to the rock?
One, two, three.
Ah! It's too powerful! This is awesome! Oh, that guitar! He went paper! But did he go rock? He went scissors! Crossblades! No! The betrayal! He's my new favorite character. I'm on his side. Yeah, you leave in shame. Bro, Conquerors, did this freaking the music? Bro, not only did he defeat his father and conquered like the land, but he went, what is that? What? But he also gave up his stubbornness and went with the crossblades. That man deserved the title. He's coming back for vengeance! Ah! Ooh, who's that? Hello. We got waifus in this? Rock, paper, scissors, coming to you. Oh, there's more. There's an after-credit scene.
My sons, behold the realm which you will inherit, and the
these guys
that support it. Each and every one.
Oh, I love they kept the flashback. This guy as in 2D. That's a cool thing. They could absolutely keep flashbacks as 2D. That would make it a really cool stylistic choice.
But to reach our goal of total enlightenment, we must expand our domain. So we must spread the message. Subscribe to CorridorDigital.com. Now, say it with me, boys. Subscribe to CorridorDigital.com. You'll make great leaders one day.
Well, one of them will. The other one will. He will let his determination fail him and go paper. Why am I having my own stream show to me? Okay, thanks, YouTube. Yeah, I would like to watch that, actually. I like his humor. It really blends well with my style of humor. Oh, what? Papa Meat put out another video? Oh, I can't. The FNAF ripoffs. Oh, man, don't talk about is he gonna rag on FNAF? We'll watch that next time. I don't want to rag on the FNAF. I loved Wally's World, and I also loved the Banana Splits. Oh, great movies. Check them out, please. Amazing. Oh, especially freaking Wally's World. It has Nicolas Cage in it. A silent role. Nicolas Cage, my dude. More Nicolas Cage. More of that Nicolas Cage. Wally's World. Good. Yes. The content Nicolas Cage was born to create.